I I just want to. I was thinking about this. Is like, how honest can I actually be with the reciprocity project? I'm right now. I'm sitting outside in my car on my way home from work. I'm sitting in a McDonald's parking lot, and I was thinking about that. I want you, and what I have is my cell phone, and I want you to sort of depict and be part of the story, and understand where I'm actually coming from. Um, I want you to be just, I want to be absolutely honest with the whole reciprocity project. You could see that it is doing something, that there actually is stuff that's happening. And a lot of my waking hours is committed to building this thing out, making it happen. Um, but you'll also see that I really don't know often what I'm doing, right? Otherwise, I probably would have all of this sort of rigorous setup and all this kind of stuff, and it would look very professional. But that's not my life. And I've realized the only way I can build something. So it's me sort of grappling with figuring out how to build a platform. So my initial thought was, okay, I'm going to build like the Uber for writing and researching to sort of help us out with that. And it sort of started out as me starting this, and then I had to figure out, okay, I have to build this thing. I'm not, I don't have time for programming, and so what do I do? And I hired a team, and then after that, it's like, okay, how do you get this word out? What do you do? And so I talk. Um, but the thing is, you could see how slow and tedious and sort of, you know, pathetic, I guess, is the word, is doing this. I wish that there was sort of, you had this sort of story of the venture capitalist that comes in and pays a whole bunch of money and then gets sold to SAP or some large company. But that doesn't happen. It's not happening for me. And so it's me figuring out, how do I build this thing? What do I do? What's it look like? And so it means me sort of putting things together, piecing it together as best as I possibly can with the resources that I have. And it's interesting because I have, there's every once in a while you have sort of somebody say, somebody might say, hey, how come you didn't reach out to that? Or how come you didn't, go talk to this person? Frankly, I just don't have the time. I just, I'm dedicated to my job. But at the same time, I want to build this thing. And who are you going to get to help build this? What does that, all of these things? I wish there was a partner that came by and was a sort of superstar, maybe a partner programmer or whatever, or a CEO or somebody that's got money, and um, all of that kind of stuff. But it doesn't happen, right? And so it's me putting this together, and it's me stumbling through things, and it's me sort of recognizing that nobody's coming to the rescue. And how do you do this? You just start, and you start putting this together one little bit at a time. And then maybe in 10 years I'll have this sort of crazy infrastructure and all that kind of, like the amazing video photography and all that. But who knows? Maybe it never works out that way, right? And the only thing that I could do to put this together is just to be honest. And you could see me. I'm sitting outside, yeah, of a McDonald's on my way home from work, pondering, like, okay, how do I do this? How do I get the message out? How do I get people to sort of participate and be part of the reciprocity project? I was thinking the other day, I was like, well, what do I do? Do I ask people like what they want, but there's really no audience? And, there's a reasonable audience, but then when I ask people, what they want, that doesn't, you get no response. I'm building this platform, and so what do? I have to build this. It's what's called, if we were to look at this in sort of a fancy research methods terms, this is endogenous. The only way it actually gets created is you create it, but then you need to sort of form it with other people. And it doesn't exist until you actually do that. But it's, the whole thing is a mess. And so I could sit there and sit back and sort of judge people for like, well, how come you didn't, do this? And how come you didn't have all of this together? And why are you sitting in your car? And I mean, listen, it's as best as I possibly can do. I'm on my way from work. And I'm thinking about, building more things. I have a development team that's helping to build these things out. Often, things get broken on the platform. Like it's just a mess. But I'm the only person that's actually doing this that I know of that's actually putting this stuff together and trying to assemble this thing and have other people participate. And I know a lot of people are not, they don't do this. So what can I do? I could just try. And that's the only thing I could be as honest as I can. Let you know that, hey, it's just me, a regular person, seeing that there's a problem that exists. I know that there's a problem. I could feel it. I can't put my finger on it, what this sort of problem is. I know I struggle with doing research. I know lots of people feel really unhappy. I know, a lot of the things I talk about on this sort of channel, the sort of competitive nature of things. And I know that all those things play a role. And I don't know what to do with this, right? Like, do I put, like, what do I call it? What is it? Right? I just don't know. So I have a technical solution, which is the reciprocity platform that I'm trying to build out. But is that the adequate solution? I don't know. And all I know is doing this, I'm grappling with it. I recognize that there's a problem, and I'm trying to be as open and honest as I possibly can so that you understand it and you see what I'm trying to do. And I'm a normal person trying to do normal things, non-normal things, I guess. But I'm a normal person grappling with this problem that exists, and I just have to recognize that I have the resources that I have. And this is my resources, sitting outside of a McDonald's in my car with my phone so I could talk to you. And hopefully somebody will watch it and somebody will be part of it. All right. Take care and have a wonderful